Florida's beautiful backcountry is home to so many secret islands, and if you fished every day of your life, you probably still wouldn't be able to hit them all. Not only that, but all of these islands have their own holes and their own patterns that you would have to figure out to get the success that you would want. In this video, I'm going on a 48-hour trip to visit some of these incredible islands in the intercoastal waters and Indian River of Florida. Some of these islands used to be popular and fished for tournaments and other things, but have since dwindled due to fishing pressure. I wanted to go and explore them and see if there might be some fish remaining in some of the holes around them. It's an epic adventure where I explore completely new territory, uncharted as I always do, and you get to come with me as I figure out the bite and grind day after day to try to learn the patterns and habits of the fish that reside in these secret islands. This video is brought to you by No Live Bait Needed, and see how big of a part their new 4-inch K-tail plays in this adventure. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to a special episode of Abenz Fishing. Today, I have a nice change of scenery for you guys. Sometimes in my home waters, it can feel a lot like a concrete jungle, and I just get sick of it. There's so much development, so much docks, houses. So today we're going to the true Florida backcountry, a place that is legendary. I am in Round Island Beach, and if you know where this used to be a place where a lot of TV shows were filmed, a lot of tournaments were hosted, but unfortunately it got overfished with a lot of pressure, and it has since dwindled, and not as many people visit this awesome area. It's very secluded, and it's a far drive from a lot of places, but I'm excited, and my goal today is very simple: to catch a nice trout. My second goal is to catch a redfish, and then my ultimate goal, which I assume would be the best thing I could do, would be to get an inshore slam of any size. There's tons of other things we could catch here, like flounder, different snapper species, drum, but we're gonna see what's up. We're gonna be throwing the Abenz 4-inch spook, the NOB on K-tail, some Z-mans. We're gonna see what works, but I'm excited for the video. Thank you guys so much. If you like this content, please don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna pop these straps off of the trailer, and we're gonna get this boat in the water. Let's do this. Alrighty, y'all, so today we only brought 3 setups. We brought the infamous VSB 50 that has 20-pound braid rigged to a 30-pound leader, and that is on a custom 7/6 rod that's rated from 3/8 ounce all the way to 2 ounces, so very diverse. We brought the VR 150, which for today will act as the big dog, and that one is rated from 1/2 ounce all the way to 3 ounce, and that's on a 7/6 custom rod as well. Actually, that's an 8-foot custom rod, pardon me. And then we brought our little Tranks, which we're going to be putting to work today, which is a Tranks 300, and that is on a 7/6 medium light action rod. So I'm excited. We kept it stupid simple. I'm actually going to swap out this 9-inch spook for a 6-inch spook because there's not as much gigantic fish out here, but there are a lot of fish, so we're going more for volume. We're going to be tossing the 4-inch spook, 6-inch spook, NOB on K-tail, Z-man, all that stuff. So I'm going to shut up. Let's get these lines in the water. Alrighty, so last time I was here, this was a very productive shoreline. I've not been here very much, like very little, but this is a deep point. And so from my little, I've only been here once actually, from my little experience last time, we spent 10 hours running all around, just like scouting, my wife and I. Didn't end up making a video about it. And by far the most productive points were the deepest. It was a different time of year. So we'll see what's up. Looks like it's slack tide. I'm actually using a K-tail on this beautiful bullet weight jig head. I find that it fits perfectly. This is, oh wow, there's a lot of fish at the bottom. Oh my goodness. This is something that I've never really tested out, but the fit was so good. Oh, I just had a nice hit. Another hit. There's fish here. I have zero idea what I could be getting into. Right around this point, there's something, and it's just sitting out in the deepest part. Throughout this video, I'm going to keep it real with you, and it's going to be really cool to see how I pattern out these fish from day 1 to day 2 where we really get into them. I saw tons of pinfish on the shoreline, so I took the K-tail off and put on a pinfish pattern Z-Man, and I started to get a few more bites. This was after hours of pitching mangroves and checking drop-offs. Finally, I found a 2 to 10 foot drop-off where you guys can see the sequence of events that transpires. I think we found a few fish, because I've been thumped in the same exact spot twice. And I'd like to think it's a school. Three times. Four times. What could be right there? That's so thick. Keep taking the freaking jig off the jig head. They're clearly just sitting. Could be a little jack. I think it's a mix of stuff. Snapper, jacks, reds, trout, snook. That's the thing when you come up to a new area like this that has just so much more volume than you're accustomed to. Some of those hits were just absolutely insane. Goes from like 2 to 10. And they're sitting right on that ledge. Dude, they're thumping the hell out of it. I mean, every time they're taking the jig off the jig head. I don't know why I can't get a hook set. Here's one. What do we got here? Trout. That's what it is. It's trout. Target species acquired, dude. Not a huge trout, but not a small trout by any freaking means. Guys, check that out. That is the first trout of the trip. A fat little like 14, 15 incher. We're gonna go ahead and just set her right back real gently. They're thick here. Boom, that's what we came here for, baby. All right, so we found these trout and they're sitting right at the drop off. Right at the 2 to 10 foot drop off. I knew I was getting thumped harder than a snapper. I haven't spooked them and they're thick because I got hit every cast. So let's see if we can knock off a few of those. There we go. That's a good one. Another one. Dude, we found them. We found them. And these aren't small trout. Like, they are not small. They are just very gracefully eating it. That's a pretty big trout. Honestly, I'm going to throw this trout on the measuring board. Look how much she inhaled that Z-Man. That's amazing. Got it right out. Let go with those teeth. Let's get a quick measure. So this trout is 17 inches. This is a 17-inch trout. Look at that, dude. That is literally why I came here. For these guys right here. We don't have them like this where I'm fishing these days. They're so beautiful. They have such a thick slime coat. And they're just, they get a lot of flack, but they're one of the funnest fish in the world, dude. I used to be obsessed with trout fishing when I lived in Sanibel Island, Florida. And I since have had to give up that passion because unfortunately,
where I live, due to all the Lake Okeechobee dumps and all the corruption, our water quality is just so bad. And because of that, oh my God, they're so thick. When you find them, this is why it's so fun. You just get into a hole and a rhythm. And it's crazy how much I had to switch up my retrieve because they're so hyper aggressive, but they're hitting it so hard on the jig, they're missing. This place is notorious for big trout. That was a solid one. This dolphin will completely ruin the party if it comes in here. It's chasing a little mullet. So as I was saying, unfortunately due to our water quality, where I live, it's next to impossible to get trout. We still have some, but it's you gotta really put your time in. And to me, it's just not worth it. And I don't even want to fish as much for the trout population that we have. We have huge ones too. We have some of the biggest trout in the world. My PB there is 27.5 inches. My wife has caught a 31-inch trout. I mean, that's giant. But it's very seldom. That dolphin might have messed up the bite, or I might have just strayed right outside the hole. Like if I move just an inch to the right, I'm not getting them. I know it seems crazy, but I'm getting less hits. I'm gonna switch my bait to something that's a little more natural for this area. So we're gonna put on one of these little NLBN K-tails, which looks like probably what they're foraging on, which is finger mullet. It should also stay on this jig head a little better, and the way they're eating with that slow roll, it should be the perfect presentation. So we'll see. Yep, there we go. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I knew the K-tail would do it because they're eating off the slow roll. They do not want the jig. That's a big one, dude. That's a freaking big trout, dude. Oh my God, dude. That is a giant trout. Are you kidding me? Chill out, girl. Oh my God, on that NLBN K-tail. Dude, what a freak. Are you kidding me? What a huge trout. Check that out, guys. A 19-inch trout on that freaking NLBN K-tail. I mean, what beautiful fish. Like, the colors, the ferocity, the way that they hit. We're just gonna go ahead and pop that out right there. And we're gonna get a nice release on this fish. Never mind. Classic Abenz. To be honest, that means she's spunky. I'm always honest with you guys. I shouldn't have flipped her, but I'm one, scared of the dolphin. Scared of the dolphin for sure. And two, I just got excited. That was a big one.
Unfortunately, after catching those 3 trout, a big storm rolled in and I got absolutely rained out for about 45 minutes. I did manage to make friends with some kayakers that were taking a tour of the islands, and then I switched to topwater because it slicked out a little bit and had a little bit of luck figuring out another bite.
There are still some trout though. Like right there, I just had a nice little bump. I wonder if I throw a topwater on that drop off. Tempting, huh? Chat, what do we think? Let's do it. I just don't want to get jacks. The jacks here are not the ones you guys are used to seeing me catch. The jacks here are like not even 5 pounds. Trusty Abenz 4-inch spook. We're gonna be throwing this a lot later as we start to fish shallower water and more flats. Oh my God, freaking great fish. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? That was such a thump. Oh my God. Gosh, it's gotta be a trout. Yup, nice trout. Just one treble in her, which is good. I might crush the barbs. Let's bring her up nice and easy. Oh, she just got a second treble in her, so we gotta be real careful. That's another beautiful specimen right there. Probably another 17, 16 incher. Crushed it though, crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. See you, girl. Crushed in open water too. Oh my God, another one. That's a jack. That's a little jack. Well, they're on the top water. On the ultralight, this is a 7.6 medium light rod. You guys never see me use rods this light. This is a tiny jack. If it is a trout, it's a bigger trout, but nothing to write home about. But it's a jack, it's a jack. And she's foul, that's why she's going so hard. Woo, that's a dangerous situation there, boys and girls. A tiny, crazy jack with tons of trebles. Two for two on the top water. I think it's time we roll, guys. I think it's time we move up and fish more open water with the spook, just based on how good those two casts were. So with trout and redfish, you never know where they're going to be, and that's why it's so interesting and fun to fish for them. Because if you look at where I am, I've got open water and grass beds to my right. I've got sand flats straight ahead in there. That's a cove, and I've got mangroves to my left, and then I've got deeper troughs behind me. Trout and reds can be in both areas at all times. Snook can too, but I think that snook are more particular with how they like to hunt. So typically they're going to be in the troughs and in the mangroves in the structure. It's very seldom that you're going to find them hunting grass beds and sand flats. They do it for sure. I've caught them there. But trout, reds, much more unpredictable. They could be anywhere, and they also tend to school up more often throughout the year, whereas snook don't school up as often unless it's the spawn, which is like May through August, September. Occasionally on the beaches and in the inlets you'll see them school up more, but in the backcountry it's easy to find one giant snook roaming on her own. So we'll see what we can do with this top water. We're gonna fish some open water. All right, so we've got this crazy culvert up ahead, and it's like some type of drainage pipe that has snook and trout written all over it, even reds or anything. So straight ahead, and you can see the current line. I have my GoPro set to hyper view, which is the widest angle. Like most YouTubers use super view. But we have this pipe here, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see now. Wow, it's so shallow here, guys. All those trout were in that 5-foot hole.
Knowing that those trout were in the 5-foot hole is going to play a huge role in day 2.
I'm going right through the current line in 3, 2, we're in it. And right in the current line, dude. What is this? Is that a snook? Right when in the current line, I said I'm going right through the current line in 3. Oh, I don't know what that was, dude. I think it was a snook. That was pretty sick. Come on.
Unfortunately, this little outflow was one and done. Figuring out new areas is so difficult, and I always tell people make sure you give yourself at the very least 2 to 3 days, because the first day is almost always spent scouting and trying to figure out the patterns. After this, I went to another shoreline that was mildly productive, but it was nothing to write home about. We did find some snook though.
Come on. There. Oh. What is this thing? This thing hit it like 77 times. It was a snook. There were so many. Oh my God, there were so many. Listen, to get the slim, it doesn't matter if it's 5 inches. Let's see what we got here. It's a teeny snook on the 4-inch. The other one was bigger. Look at that, dude. The world's smallest snook. That hook is not big. It's just a little wee baby. We've caught some that could eat you, brother. Wow, there's so many over there. There was bigger ones because like one of the hits I got was massive, but there's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. What do we got here? Is this a jack? I think we fouled something. Or it's a jack. Let's see. It's heavy. It's gotta be a jack. It's gotta be a jack. Yeah, it's a jack crevalle. Snag jack crevalle. Small jack crevalle snag. That's what I think. Granted, this is a mega light rod. You never actually know. Oh, it's a better jack crevalle for today. Oh man, it's much better. It's like a 5-pounder. Upgrading from those 2-pounders. And she's not snagged. It's just my ultralight. Boom. They follow me everywhere I go. Jack crevalle, an always welcome visitor. I don't know why this keeps happening with this rod. Maybe I'm going too slack. Keep getting tangled. Putting down the trolley. Putting some time into this spot. So a lot of you will probably ask, how did you find this little spot that has now produced one baby snook, but many follows and jack? And the short answer is Navionics. I just looked at shorelines that had deeper troughs. This one had a 1 to 4 foot drop off, and I'm surrounded by 1 to 2 feet. So I was like, okay, a little bit better troughs. Maybe there'll be fish there. And lo and behold, we found some. Nothing to write home about by any means, but it's gone kind of cold since those trout. Ooh. It's a ladyfish. So we've got ladyfish, snook, and crevalles all in one place. What do we got here? Are we just on a micro bite? No, I still have the fish on. Oh my God, dude. What is this? Oh my God, another micro snook? I'm gonna stop fishing here. This is crazy. Little dude, what are you doing? That's so cool. Like low key, that's so cool, dude. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty neat. I've never caught tiny snook like that in my life. And that's not like a humble brag or anything. That's just the truth. I've caught many small snook, you know, 12 to 20 inches, but that's like a micro. That thing was like 7 inches. What are you doing eating a spook, dude?
So after catching those 2 micro snook, I felt kind of bad. Took a few more casts to see if there was any more bigger jack around, but it went dead again. Guys, keep in mind this video is not about the fish as much as it's about me learning a new area and bringing you along with me so you can see exactly what I do. Day 2, it starts to pay dividends, but we moved on from here and went to pitch some mangroves and got into a little bit of a better bite for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a hit. A decent snooker for today. I just saw this girl eat too. I just saw her eat. This is nothing to write home about. It's way bigger than what we've been catching. But yeah, dude, I saw her eat under the mangroves and I tossed a 4-inch like a minute or 2 later and she smoked it. Sometimes with those medium-sized ones, if you can get another cast kind of in that general vicinity, they'll eat it again, or there'll be another one there, pardon me.
So unfortunately after that snook, it just went cold again and I ended up getting skunked out for the rest of the evening until one of my last casts yielded a very nice mangrove snapper on the NLBN 4-inch K-tail, which is going to lead us into day 2 where it plays a huge role and we get on some fish. I went the exact next day, no breaks, because I wanted to maintain the same pattern. If you go 2, 3, 4 days in a row, you'll maintain the same bite pattern, but if you wait too long, things can change very quickly.
Alrighty, y'all, we are back for day 2 and the conditions have just gotten worse, but I'm excited to try. My goal today is just to get a big fish. So ideally, I would just like to get a bigger trout. That would be perfect to wrap up today's video. Or I'd like to get a big snook, or the most amazing thing that I could catch would be a big redfish. Those are the 3 things that I would like to catch, but like I said, you saw the volume yesterday. You never know what you're gonna get, so even if I could just get a big snapper or anything cool, I would just like to cap the video off with a really good fish. Although those trout were great, guys, it's super windy. It's about to pour again. Let me put the big camera away and get back on the water and get fishing. All right, y'all, like I said, it's back for day 2. It's nasty, man. Lots of wind, lots of BS. I switched out to a lighter rod today, this dark matter rod, which is rated from 1/4 ounce to 1 1/4 ounce. So more suitable. I also put on a little bit of a heavier jig head because it was deep where we were fishing. So we're throwing the NLBN K-tail on this 1/2 ounce jig head. We may go back to a 3/8 ounce jig head. We'll see what works though. Let's do this. Fish on. That was pretty fast. What do we got here? Dude, I think that was a redfish. Are you kidding me? That was a red, I think. That was like my 3rd cast. Are you kidding me, dude? There we go. That was a good hit. This thing thumped it. Is it a jack? No, it's a little trout, dude. Dude, it thumped it. I'm telling you, it thumped it. Guys, first fish of the day. Oh my gosh. What was that? Dude, I think there's a ton right here. There we go. This one thumped it. Dude, we found him. No! Dude, there's tons right now. They are smoking the K-tail. They're all trout. Guys, I just found a school of trout so much earlier on than I did yesterday. Oh my God. Oh my God. There we go. It is trout. Oh my God, it's all trout. I just found the hole of holes for trout, and this one's good. This is a good trout. This is like a 20-incher. Guys, check that beautiful trout out right there. This guy is 19 inches. Woo! This guy is 19 inches. Look at that. I told my in-laws how many trout I was catching, and they lost it because they love to eat trout. So I told them maybe I'll keep one for them. Woo, they are so thick right here. There we go. Another one. It's a troutathon. It's hard to keep them pinned. Oh my God, this one smoked it, dude. Look at how much this one chomps it. This is a good one again, dude. All these trout are keeper. You can hear them croak. They're actually part of the drum family. Just inhaled that. Look how fat this trout is, guys. I don't know how well the angle is on the GoPro, but we're gonna let her go. Such a cool fish. K-tail's holding up to their little gator teeth well. Holy moly. Day 2, figuring them out. This is what it's all about. There we go. Dude, they are so thick. And they're all keepers. Every single one is a keeper. Oh my God, another one. Smoked it too. Woo, she flew right out. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that was a fish. That was a good hit. After all that, how many trout was that? 5 really quickly? 4? I don't even remember. I think I gotta get a new K-tail out. So here's what we're throwing. These are the new 4-inch K-tails. It's crazy how much a day makes a difference. I changed my rod so I had more sensitivity, upped the weight of my jig head because I knew the depths better than I did the first day. I also forgot to tell you guys I put 20-pound leader instead of 30-pound leader. And look at the results so far. I mean, I think they speak for themselves. Found out that they were in holes yesterday, decided to look for more today, found a hole really quickly, and we're just on them. See if we can't get some more. You might be thinking to yourself, oh dude, you're just catching so many trout. But dude, I don't get to do this. To me, this is heaven on earth right now. So the way I'm working this is I'm pitching it up, letting it sink to 6 to 7 feet, and twitching it up 2 times. Every time 2 times. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Wow, I'm not getting hits, guys. So like I was just on a school. Partially lucky, I guess. There we go. Got one right there. Small one. But they're still, oh, she's off. So they're moving, they're moving, they're moving. They're under the boat now, I think. There we go. Fish on. Dude, they're hitting it so weird. There we go. That's a good one, dude. Look at him shaking his head, dude. Oh my God, it's a good freaking trout. Oh man, this one's like 20 inches almost. Woo! She might be over 20. That's a big trout, dude. On that K-tail. Let's see. Let's get a measurement. This one's a beast. Another 18-inch beauty. Freaking awesome fish. Look at that mouth. We're gonna go ahead and let her go. Woo! Look at that 20-pound test. I gotta retie this. I see what they're eating. They're eating little mullet. And so because they're on these little mullet, this is just matching the hatch so perfectly. Oh my God, dude. It's the best trout fishing I've ever experienced, I think. Like, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy, dude. I can't, it's not even able to drop. Like, it's not even able to drop, dude. This one might be the first one that's close to underslot. But I don't know.
And just like that, would you believe me if I told you the bite died? It went completely desolate for the next hour or two while the storm rolled through. Then it got a little bit nicer and I caught one more okay fish, but it was time to make a bigger move. Unfortunately, the winds kicked up to almost 30 miles per hour and that bite was really dead. It's amazing how things end as quickly as they came, but we did find some other really interesting stuff and we found tons of snook.
Little update for you guys. So the wind kicked up like crazy, so I'm trying to move out of it for the sake of video quality, and also because the bite did die. I pitched the K-tail around for a little, didn't get much, so let's see what happens. Trying desperately to get away from this wind, man, but it is unrelenting. You know, earlier we caught all those trout and they were all good trout, and I just assumed it would be lights out if I went back to that spot. I've gone back 2 or 3 times, not sure how many I've shown in this video, and I've gotten nothing. That was a big snook right there, big snook. But this little cove, I was just driving and I saw it, and it looks so juicy.
This is a great example of going with your gut. Believe it or not, this cove was not on Navionics, but I saw it and it looked super juicy. I stopped and it ended up being very productive.
Oh my God, look at all those pilchards being hit. There we go. Is it a little snook? Yeah, it is. I saw them eating the pilchards, and I just decided to stop when I saw the cove and got into a nice little snook here on the 4-inch. Come here, girl. Prime time. Nothing to run home about at all, dude. I mean, this snook is so small. Tiny little snook, man. Learning new waters, learning new waters. I think there's way more than that one there. I think there's a lot of snook right here. All micros. Oh my God. That's a good one. Okay, it's not good, but it's not bad at all. On the medium light rod, it's good. She got hooked, she was hooked, and then she got hooked on the top of the head, so now she's technically fouled, and she's just throwing down so hard. Wow. No. The plug got tangled. Dude, are we about to get on an epic micro snook fight? Oh my gosh, there's so many right there. Couldn't have cast it any better to get in the action. Oh my god, they're feeding all along the shoreline, dude. Damn, dude, they're so small. That one was bigger, but the hook's pulled again. How afraid am I? Not afraid at all. Got one. I think I'm oversetting, to be honest. And they're really small. Like, look at the size of them. But they are smoking it, so I am having a blast. They're just big enough that I don't feel bad getting them. Another little baby. Let's try the K-tail. It's gonna be a little heavy, but I think I can get a better cast with it. And I'd like to hook them with a single hook. Got one. On the freaking K-tail. Oh, she came off. There we go. Got one. Dude, it popped off, and then she ate it again. Way better to deal with this than all these trebles, and it's the biggest of the day. Wow, she swallowed it. Watch this, guys. Don't fray off. Look at how hard this one inhaled it. That's crazy, dude. Swallowed it almost, but I got it out easily. That's much more conducive to this type of fishing. There we go. Got another one. I'm really frayed. I can't believe how many snooker right here. K-tail's pulling out some decent fish. Guys, everything's relative. Like, you hear me say decent, don't go roasting me, because they're not that big, but I'll tell you exactly how big they are. They're like 20 inches. Called it. 19 to 20 inch snook. See if they're still there. The spook is so visual, it's a great search bait. You know? You guys are experiencing this real-time adventure with me. Nothing. I just had a little baby snook just freaking air out for this thing. Just got another one. It's like bass fishing. This one's the smallest of the day. Yo, you're making my spook look horrible. Guys, the K-tail and the Abenz spook work amazing. We all know that. Micro.
And just like that, once again, the bite went cold. I didn't realize just how far back this little cove went. It led into two massive creek mouths that I ventured into. Like I said, this wasn't on Navionics, and I did have tons of tarpon follow and hit the 4-inch spook, but I was not trying to deal with trebles in a tarpon's mouth tonight.
Oh my God,
on my
there's a
way
little
home,
tarpon,
I took
dude.
one last cast with the NLBN K-tail, which yielded an excellent fish.
Good snook. Better snook, I should say. Again, it's all relative. Whoa. They fight hard out here. Whoa, they fight hard out here. This is like a 23-incher. Not bad. Check that out. I think this will be our closer. That might be one of the bigger ones of the trip. She's probably like 24 inches or so. Nothing at all to write home about, but we might have to end it here. Let's put little girl back.
Unfortunately, this was the last fish of the trip. I did fish until dark and I put my heart into it, and boy, do I wish I had a day 3 and 4 because I know I would get better. No redfish and no huge fish besides some what I think were gator trout. Overall, for 2 days in unexplored territory, Unchartered, I'm very happy with my results. I'll be putting out much more content exploring new land just like this, so if you like these videos, please make sure you subscribe so I continue to make them for you, and thank you so much for watching.